Am me? I'm just going to go get this oil out of mine. This is why I generally don't service my own cars. I make a mess. Remy here from RCS Geelong. So yeah, just doing a service and fuel filters on my Colorado today. And yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys how to do it with the common rail diesel. It's basically just like doing a fuel filter in a petrol car. Screw them out, let the fuel go, have a container to drop the fuel in, then screw them back in, and you're off. If you guys are Colorado owners and you have a question about anything or you're not sure about something, feel free to drop a comment and ask me, because yeah, I've had this car since 2017. First brand new car I ever bought, and I love it. You know, I've had a few problems with it, the gearbox and the head unit, but apart from that, it's been a pretty good car. And more or less, I just love the way it looks. Not as common as the, you do see the Z71s around, but not as much as the Rangers and Raptors. So as far as I know, yeah, feel free to tag someone if they've got one as modified as mine. But when they were like a brand new car, everyone was like, I remember taking it into Holden and the guys there were just frothing over it. But the manager come out and went, oh, this is great, looks good. You've voided your warranty though. So that was not ideal. Beating away in the background here. Yeah, it's a bloody heavy car. I just shorted the power out twice getting it up, but it would have been fine had I just held the power down the whole time, but because I was changing camera angles and stuff, every time I'd go to lift it, I'd have to drop it down onto a pin so that I wasn't lifting a dead weight, otherwise I shot the power out. I think on a weighed ridge, I think it weighs in about 3 tonne, maybe a little bit over 3 tonne at the moment, because all the tools I've got in it. So yeah, it's a heavy car. This hoist is a 4.5 tonne hoist, so it's plenty rated enough for it. And so is the slab, big commercial slab, but yeah, it's just the power because it shorts out through that circuit board. Got a little bleed screw here, so just going to want to release this. That just gets all the diesel out of the lines and out of the filters. So then you've got a 27mm socket to get these fuel filters out. So as you can see, my fuel filters are dirty, but they're not ridiculously dirty. Done 70,000 Ks, but I've seen, you know, a lot of people's cars when they do these, they're black, you know. So I'm pretty impressed with that, but I do run good fuel on it. Well, I like to think I do. We're going to put them in. So you've got O-rings on here. So just grab some of that diesel oil that you've got. Bit of diesel got on here. But yeah, so you've got these O-rings on here. So just rub a bit of diesel oil, diesel fuel on there before you put them back up in there, just to lubricate them a bit so they don't. O-rings especially, and I know this one being a plumber, you want to keep them lubricated when you put them together because otherwise they grab. If you can, like if this was a plumbing fitting, I'd put inox on it because it just lubricates it, so it helps it spin in there, and then that way you'll get a good seal. Now these need 20 Newton meters of tension, which really, in reality, is hand tight. It's a plastic filter and aluminium housing, so you don't want to go overdoing it. I think that's what they're trying to get at. So just nice and firm, and then put your bleed screw back in. Now we'll give that a spray off with brake cleaner, because that'll dry up really quickly once we wipe it off. And then that way, at least once we prime the fuel system and get the car started again, we will know that we've got no leaks. You leave diesel sitting around there, it might trick you into thinking you've got a leak. Now to drain your engine oil, you just got a little 15mm nut underneath here. Just crack that off. Make sure you've got your pan underneath here. Unfortunately for me, this oil is bloody hot, so I think I might put a couple pairs of gloves on just so I don't burn my hand. Yeah, I've just brought my car in. It's been sitting in here for probably half an hour. But yeah, that oil is going to be incredibly warm still. So I don't fancy pouring hot water on my hand straight out of the kettle, let alone boiling oil. So yeah, chuck a few gloves on so you don't burn yourself. Ideally, if you're doing this from home, just let your car cool down. I've had to drive across town to my shop, so yeah, the car's quite warm. Pushing up on the drain plug helps, so when you're spinning it out, it's not just going to randomly drop. Like, you'll know when it's going to come out. And we're nearly there. There we go. Oh, got myself in the light. Don't mind me, I'm just going to go get this oil out of mine. This is why I generally don't service my own cars. I make a mess, but I wanted to show you guys that you guys can do it. You know, I'm a plumber, so when it comes to heavy mechanical, I'm really good at customizing cars. When it comes to proper mechanical work, I usually get one of my mechanical boys to come in and do it for me, because otherwise you end up like this idiot having oil all over your face. Luckily enough, I got quick eye reflexes and shut my eye. Right, now I'm gonna go clean this shit off my face. Wow. I come very, very close to going straight in my eye. Actually got eye mascara from it. Alright, well, we're good to go. Now, the hardest part about being a short ass like me is it's hard to reach into this engine bay, which is part of the reason I barely ever work on it myself. But you're going to want to take off the engine cover. Mine's actually fallen apart, so I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this heat shield and then just put that back on without it. Now, the reason that you want to take off that cover when you're servicing it is so you can have a good look underneath the motor and see if you've got any leaks, which looks like I do have. I might leave that cover off and give this a degrease at home and try and get a better view of what's leaking. I think it might be this pipe here where it goes into that valve at the top of the rocker cover. Maybe that hose clamp's just loose, but yeah, it's kind of hard to say. So I think giving it a wash off was good. You've got to be careful when washing off engines because the electrics and stuff, but diesels are generally built so that they can get wet because people are going to drive them that way. So yeah, I'll give this a good degrees at home. Once the engine's nice and cool, don't ever degrease a car with the engine hot unless you want to crack your block. But as far as your oil filter, that is located down in here. So we might remove this pipe here just to make it a little bit easier for us to get down into that oil filter housing. With that hose off, now we can get good access down into there. If we're lucky. It might even be the same size as the filter. Now that is filthy. Oh, good old Burson's giving me the wrong bloody filter. Not even close. So classic working on car stuff. He's given me, the guy behind the counter at Burson's has given me a 2724p, and it was meant to be a 2734p or 2723p. Can't remember. I just run one of my mates. He's got a shop across town, and as I was ringing him, I thought, fuck, I've rung the wrong person to help me because Burson's is closed now, so I'm fucked. I've drained the oil. I got no filter out, but they have one, luckily enough, at their shop. So he's going to give me that, and I've got to go return this tomorrow and then drop them back the correct oil filter. So lucky, because otherwise, fuck, that sort of stuff. That's the hardest part about doing anything. Like I know in my maintenance business, constantly, you know, the hardwares are giving me the, like, again, it always comes down to trying to shop local. I guess Reese isn't local again, it's a big business, but I try to go down and see Reese to get all my hardware shit, but then the boys give me the wrong stuff. They throw it in a bag, you know, before you know it, a couple dozen items. You don't check every single one. You have a look in the bag and go, yeah, it looks like it's all there. You get back to site and they're giving you the wrong stuff. So that's where I've been shopping a lot more at Bunnings because I can pick it off the shelf myself and I know I've got the part that I need because I'm looking at it and ticking it off my list as I'm going, which is what they're meant to be doing. So it's really annoying. I should have picked this up because it says bloody fuel filter on the box. So it's actually a fuel filter for a Ranger. He's given me fuel filters for my Colorado and fuel filters for a Ranger somehow. So I don't know what he thought he was doing there. But anyway, I thought I'd got the right bloke behind the counter. So now, because we've got that oil filter housing open and we're going to be working on the car a little bit more, it's best just to chuck something in there, and we've got this intake pipe open as well, so I might just stuff something in there as well, just so I don't actually drop something in the turbo or in the oil filter housing, because say I pull out one of these screws and it drops down there and goes in there, that's not going to be a very good time. Yeah, so we'll peel off. This hasn't even had the plastic taken off since new, so this is actually going to look quite fresh once I service my air filter. Yeah, as I said, we'll chuck some oil back in this motor. Man, I'm a short person. I don't even know how I'm going to bloody reach in here. Oh, that was a good guess. There you go, we can leave that tip like that. It'll just keep filling that up. While we're waiting for that to fill up, we can start taking these screws out. Good to have. Funny, you know, my mate Ben used to work for me, and yeah, he's just had a kid as I said, and he always comes to mind. Him and Dan, who also used to work for me, mechanics, and yeah, they always, whenever I'm in need, they're always the first people I obviously ask. Oh, I've got cracked, plastic's cracked. Yeah, as I was ringing Ben, I'm thinking, oh bloody hell, Remy, worst person to ring right now. He's just had a kid, you know. Theo was born, I'm gonna sound like an asshole for not knowing the exact number, but between 5 and 7 weeks early. So he's actually in care at the moment while they look over him just to make sure everything is okay, because obviously being premature. But if I am allowed to have a little bit of a laugh, not that it's really a laughing matter, but it's kind of classic Ben to have a baby prematurely, because Ben's a bit premature. Anyway, we've got this filter out, and yeah, she is filthy. So we'll give this a good blowout outside, and yeah, hopefully it'll make this thing run a bit nicer. This thing is absolutely filthy. Yeah, I was just thinking, it's crazy. Like, I know a lot of people now because I've been in business a long time, so you meet a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends because I'm very picky about who I give my time to, because I have so little of it. But it's I always find it humbling, I guess. No, I don't know whether that's the right word for it, but I don't know, exciting or whatever, when you can ring someone up like that. Ben's just had a kid, I'm sure he's got a lot of shit going on mentally, and boom, just like that, he's ready to help me out, bring me out of filter and get me out of shit. You know, there's not a lot of people in the world that would be happy to do that. Everyone else would be going, oh man, look, sorry, I just got home, or you know, I'm just about to leave work, or there's always an excuse. I've always been there for my friends when they ask, so you know, yeah, I really appreciate it when people will turn around and help you out, because honestly, otherwise if it wasn't for him, it's too late in the day now, everyone's closed, I'd be putting this car back together with a dirty oil filter, and then what's the point? I've just contaminated all of my new oil. Really do appreciate having good friends. You know, you need good friends. You don't need a lot of friends, but if you can have a handful of really good friends that are there for you, that's worth a lot more than money. When you're giving your car a service, you just want to get in here and have a bit of a look. Always remember to top up your wiper fluid. I actually just did this. That's why I was like, I really need to get my car serviced, because like most people, when that runs out is when it's like the extra reminder that you need to get a service, isn't it? Yeah, and then just have a bit of a look around the engine. Like, as I said, I think there's a leak coming from that hose, but I'm going to give this a wash down and check it to be sure. You know, check your coolant's at a good level. I know my brake fluid's fine because I've been through 2 master cylinders so far, because I drive this thing pretty hard. Well, I used to before COVID. We used to be able to travel and stuff, so I was going through master cylinders a fair bit, so I know that fluid's brand new. Check your serpentine belt, make sure it's fine, it's not cracked and falling apart. I think the hardest thing for most people about if you service your car from home is that you just can't check the underneath of your car like you can at a shop. It's literally the reason that I got this shop, is because I was mucking around with cars. Like anyone that's followed this channel will know, I was mucking around with cars at home, and it's just too hard. You know, you underneath there on an angle, your head's all bent. You know, I've had a car fall on my chest, nearly killed me. So when I'm on jack stands and stuff, I don't feel safe. So I'm fretting the whole time I'm underneath there that one's going to slip or something, and I'm going to have a car fall on me. So you don't feel comfortable underneath there. You're not spending the time that you should to be able to check your car properly. So if you are going to service your car at home, that's fine. But just every second or third service, either send it somewhere and get it done just so it has a proper check over, or if your mate's got a hoist or whatever, even just pay him to use the hoist for a couple of hours and just give it a real thorough check over, because it'll make all the difference for your safety. You know, you don't want to miss a bush and then the control arm snaps out or something. You know, you don't want to end up in a crash. Anyway, let's put this, I've got to get this big rig back up again, but I think it's best that we put it back up, and I'll show you guys a bit of what to look for. So if you've got a four-wheel drive like mine, it's always good to check your leaf spring bushes. So you've got your shackle bush here, and you've got a front eye bush. So mine are all brand new because I put all brand new stuff in there, and the car's really not that old anyway. You got your, oh wow, have a look at that, there you go. My shock bushes, they're definitely something that you should be having a look at. And mine are buggered, top and rear, front and bottom. Fuck me, upper and lower are both going on this car. I've got a red back in my spare tyre, which is an important thing to know about, because yeah, when I come to change my spare wheel, probably gonna get bitten. Yeah, to have a good look around at your wiring, all that sort of stuff, your chassis, you know. Got some mud stuck up in there I might clean out. You know, I've got a front leaking, the front pinion seal on here is leaking. the diff yoke, the seal here is leaking, so shouldn't be a huge job. I'm pretty sure we'll just, you take the tail shaft out, undo that nut, and then you just flick the seal out and put another one in there. This one's not leaking a great deal, so for now I'm going to leave that. I'll probably do that next service. And just have a good look over the car in general. You know, you want to check your diff mount bushes. Again, control arm bushes, lower and upper. Ball joints, good to check your ball joints, make sure they're all tight. Brake, caliper bolts. So this is that, what I was talking about with the caliper adjustable arms. That nut slides back in and out so that I can adjust my camber. I have replaced CVs, as you can see there was a bunch of shit here. So that's been done. Looks like this one's even starting to leak. I only put second handies in there. I've got brand new ones at home, but I had to order them in because they were the last ones in the country at the time. So yeah, once these blow out, I'll probably put brand new CVs in there. But other than that, the car's looking pretty good. You know, I don't have coolant or oil pissing out anywhere. You know, a bit of forward drive again. You're forward driving all the time. Doesn't hurt to check your your body mounts and stuff. Make sure there's no cracks, things hanging out. Check your exhausters nice and tight. See, look, there you go. My exhaust mount's fallen off, so it's an easy fix while we're underneath it. Slide it back on. I might get something to bend that down. It's little things like that, you know, just getting underneath here, having a good look, make sure it's all good. I've picked up that next service I'm going to have to do these, that pinion seal, and I'll have to keep an eye on that CV boot. Not a big fan of having that red back up there, anyway. Got plenty of tread. These are pretty new. I only got these just before Christmas. Alright? Is that my knight in shining armour? I can't see with all the brightness behind you. Shing! I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, fucking typical. Where'd you get it from?
Person.
Fuck.
Ching! What I can think of is that he's pulled out my fuel filter because there was a heap of shit on the bench.
Yeah, okay.
And he's just accidentally slid over someone else's shit.
Most likely.
Why would he give me 2 fuel filters in different cars?
Well, he's just mistaken the 3 and 4. That's all he's done to do. Unless you heard fucking
Because what's...
4, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that one just said, yeah, alright, okay. There you go.
That's all that is, yeah.
Cool. Focus on that or not.
That's easy.
Focus.
No Colorado.
There we go. See, that's the difference. Ironically enough,
Yeah.
didn't want to put the pressure on Ben because Ben,
You've done well, actually.
Yeah, because Ben's busy.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll just grow some balls and service my own car, and then I fucked it up anyway. Needed Ben.
Legit, the day after it fucking was born, the Friday whenever I got home, I was about to head back to the hospital, whatever. Dinner. No, it's actually going well. Like I said, it's just in the fucking NICU unit still. He got taken out of his little fucking chamber thing and he got put into just a normal little bed.
Yeah.
They're going to keep an eye on his temperature. If it's good, then we can go into tomorrow
25?
morning.
Yeah.
Click. We can take him out and give him a bath, actually, his first bath. So,
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so
you haven't even done that yet.
Nothing.
Jordan and Dakota will both.
Yeah, both
do it,
of them.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
But
I did make a joke. Can I put it in my video?
Yeah.
I said it's funny that Ben's baby was premature because Ben's premature.
That's my joke I've been saying, bro. I was just like, he's dead, he comes early.
I was like, I don't know if I should be saying this, but
No, that's my joke I've been telling everyone. That's alright.
hey, I've done most of the service myself, Ben.
I'm very proud of
Be
you.
proud of me.
I'm very proud of you.
So my Hilux.
Yeah. Guess what? The mini truck. Like what? I was since you.
Because I'm sick of everyone remembering my mini truck as your mini truck. Do you reckon that'd be that pipe there that's loose?
What do you mean?
All that leaking.
Oh, that's your breather anyway. So that's just like your rock cover breather.
Oh, okay.
That's like it acts like a CCD.
Then once you put a 4-link in them, they're useless.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a bag leaf assist.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's what Fish has got in the Studebaker. Yeah, fucking hell. What a mission. I got your present. I don't know where it is. It's $200.
What's this for?
Be a baby shower.
What do you mean?
I don't know what to buy with baby stuff.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna get you to service my car.
Yeah.
And then pay for the parts and then just give you extra money
Yeah.
on top anyway.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll service my own car.
Yeah. Give me money.
Yeah. And then it turns out, well, you have to work a little bit for that.
Ah, you're cute. That's alright. Thank you.
Right, buddy, Ben comes through with the goods. So we've put the oil filter in. I've checked the oil. The oil's at a good level. And then I bled the fuel system. So I'm just going to start it up again, make sure it runs. One thing I will show you before I finish this video up is how to set the service interval in the car without a scan tool. So yeah, bear with me. I'll show you that before I finish up the video. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and switch the ignition on. Press that menu button until you get to the menu that says remaining oil life, which will be on 0 when you go there. Then you hold down the set and clear button until the menu comes up with an option. Then you just scroll it up until you get to yes, select yes, and then it's reset it to 100%. That's how easy it is. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you did like the video, please let me know. Drop a comment because yeah, obviously it's a bit different to the used videos I usually would do. But I just thought I'd run through the service on my Colorado, so if you're doing one from home, you know what you're doing. And yeah, if it's been helpful for you, please give it a like, give it a comment, let me know. And if there's a car, if there's a Holden or a car that you'd like to see me do something on, just let me know and I'll see if I can get it done for you. Appreciate you watching. See you next one. Don't forget to subscribe.